Senegal is host to several South African companies, and South Africa is open for accelerated Senegalese private sector investments in our country. It is in this context that my delegation to this investment forum includes business people representing many sectors who are here to explore opportunities for investment and trade, to network and work towards securing deals. As part of the continent's development trajectory, the role of business should not be underestimated. Mr. President and distinguished delegates, Africa has made tremendous strides in the global economy. Despite challenges, the African Development Bank reported that in 2024, Africa accounted for 11 of the 20 fastest growing economies in the world, with Senegal included in the list. This trajectory is expected to continue in 2025. In South Africa, although the growth rate is low, the government has embarked on a series of reforms and implementation of stimulus packages to boost the economy in several areas, including infrastructure development, in critical areas such as roads, rail and ports, and by deepening industrialization in areas such as manufacturing. In terms of energy security, one of the main projects in the pipeline in South Africa is the Greenfield Deepwater Port Development Project in Boegoebaai in the Northern Cape Province, which will also be part of the hub for green hydrogen generation. This major project will also require significant investments. In this context, leveraging our financing institution is imperative. And in our case, the Development Bank of Southern Africa and the Industrial Development Corporations stand ready to explore avenues of collaboration, primarily in relation to bankable projects. Furthermore, it is essential to adapt to the emerging digital economy as it provides opportunities for upscaling small and medium enterprises. As African countries, we need to strengthen partnership amongst ourselves with businesses to accelerate cooperation to maximize the vast riches that our continent possesses. In this regard, the strengthening of value chains within our continent is imperative to promote beneficiation and achieve competitiveness. For instance, the increasing global interest in Africa's mineral portfolios, including rare earth minerals needed for the new global economy, is a major development to be welcomed. However, we need to tread with caution and to mine and trade these resources on terms favorable to our countries for the benefit of our people. Mr. President and distinguished guests, we have collectively worked hard to craft and finalize the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, the African Continental Free Trade Area. It is now time to fully implement this agreement, which provides the leverage needed to increase intra-Africa trade. African countries should trade more amongst each other, particularly in an international environment increasingly characterized by the imposition of unilateral and prohibitive high tariff regimes by some countries. As part of its contribution to accelerating inter-African trade, South Africa has since the start of the preferential trade framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area on the 31st of January 2024, commenced exports to several African countries under this mechanism. The countries include Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, Egypt, and Algeria, amongst others. with reciprocal imports from some of these countries. In a rapidly changing global economy, the resilience of Africa stands out. However, we need to do more individually and as a collective to grow and expand our economies. We should nurture environments and conditions that create employment opportunities to our people, particularly the youth, and drastically eradicate poverty and hunger. No one amongst our people should be left behind in a continent as rich as ours. Mr. President, as I conclude, I wish to reiterate that South Africa continues to advocate for cooperation and solidarity and for mutually beneficial relations. I intertwine with the aspirations of her people. It is in this context, as chair of the G20 summit to be held in Johannesburg next month, that South Africa has sought to deliberately ensure that Africa's interests are taken into high consideration. As a build-up to the summit, the work already carried out in meetings of the different thematic streams has covered some important issues of significant weight to Africa, such as financing for development, food and energy security, and climate change. We look forward to a successful summit and to it having positive outcomes for the development of our continent. Finally, I reiterate with profound satisfaction and gratitude the opportunity offered to the entire South African delegation to be here in Senegal, for the extremely warm hospitality and the excellent organization of this investment forum. The outcomes from the many engagements will go a long way in upwardly propelling the economic fortunes of Senegal, South Africa, and the rest of the continent. Merci, I thank you.
Et nous poursuivons cette série d'allocutions avec une autre personnalité qui nous fait l'honneur de sa présence, une présence qui marque d'ailleurs la fraternité et l'union dans le leadership entre nos deux pays. Accueillons chaleureusement, mais très très chaleureusement, le président de la République de Guinée-Bissau, son Excellence Monsieur Umaro Sissoko Embalo.